I often tiptoe around the fact that my parents are immigrants and crossed the border to Mexico. Not because of shame or embarrassment, but the misconceptions that exist about immigrants. The decision for my loved ones was burdensome, to say the least, leaving behind elements like places of worship, food, loved ones, the dancing, history, traditions. They were all tied to their cultural identity and were left behind.
I feel empowered to talk to others who might be struggling with their own bicultural journey, because I think it's important that people share their experience and learn from each other. I am enough and you are too. Our identities are formed by the cultures we belong to. When you're split between two or more cultures, it's difficult to figure out who you are. But making sure you're active in incorporating both of your cultures or all of your cultures is important and will help you feel and will help that void of feeling like you're never enough. In touch with your culture's roots because they are what makes you unique. Love all of your cultures and make sure you create healthy bonds between them. And remember, you are enough.
There's all kinds of different Latinos, right? Mexican, Puerto Rican, Salvadorian, Cuban, Colombian, Dominican, blah, 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 blah. All kinds of us.
There are these two concepts in Mexican American studies called Marianismo and Machismo. Yo soy el hombre y sé hacer lo que yo diga, y tengo 20 mujeres y Pancho Villa con 2 viejas a la orilla. I think masculinity is a beautiful thing. When it's toxic, it's not beautiful. Talking about the concept that men are better than women. So I think that's one of the reasons why our Latino community has such a hard time dealing with emotions and mental health. But then there's a concept of Marianismo. Marianismo is seeing the woman like Holy Virgin Mary. Yo soy una santa. Yo no hago nada mal. Pobrecita yo.
One report found that 50% of Latino immigrant characters were portrayed doing unlawful things like murder, drug dealing, or human trafficking. And then there's the role of the Latin lover, a stereotype that's part of the macho image which hypersexualizes Latino men. There's even a whole movie that pokes fun at the trope. And while change is happening slowly, the macho man continues to be a stereotype, a singular representation and unrealistic expectation for Latinx men everywhere.
Hey, Dad, you always said everything's a risk, right?
They don't accept us with it. They never have.
Hello, we're Mexican.
No, we are Mexican-American, and they don't like Mexican-American.
That's what I'm saying, Lord.
And they can be mean, and they can tear us apart over it. Listen, being Mexican-American is tough. Anglos jump all over you if you don't speak English perfectly. Mexicans jump all over you if you don't speak Spanish perfectly. We've got to be twice as perfect as anybody else.
Don't give me that look. Dia de los Muertos is the one night of the year our ancestors can come visit us. We've put their photos on the ofrenda so their spirits can cross over. That is very important. If we don't put them up, they can't come. We made all this food, set out the things they loved in life, mijo. All this work to bring the family together.
What were some key family values instilled in you growing up?
I'm gonna say probably like one of the biggest key values was like family, like family first. So even to this day, like if anything happens, we're always there for each other because, like, at the end of the day, like, you only have your family.
Yeah. So how do you think gender roles played out in your family?
So in regards to my family, there were 4 of us and 3 girls, 1 boy, but everybody still had the same task and everything in the household. So there was not really any like gender roles per se. Everybody did everything. So
it was kind of even.
Yeah.
Okay.
But also came from a single mom family. So it's like everybody's pitching in.
So how did growing up in a Latino household like affect your identity?
I feel like it's my entire identity in a way because it's like, every day we have the thing where like my grandma used to make like sweet coffee. And I thought it was like everybody did it, right? And like everybody liked coffee. But like, no, you're not supposed to be drinking coffee as a child. Yeah, so I think those like little things like that is like what makes you, what makes us us.
And did you have gender roles in your family growing up?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I'm a girl. I always thought to like, especially because my brothers, they work in like, and my dad, they work in like construction. Yeah. And it's like, it's just, it's like, I guess, I don't know how to say the word, but it's just like, they're coming home tired from work, and it's only courtesy for us to like serve them and get them ice. It's a little
like
thing.
A masculine and feminine.
Yeah. And like my mom would wash for them and stuff like that. And now I'm doing it for my little brothers. Like, I help them and stuff.
Yeah, because family is a big thing.
Yeah,
right?
for sure. Yeah.
Where are your parents from?
I think they're from here. My dad, he's more of the Mexican side. He spoke Spanish and stuff, but my mom, she's like white and Native American.
My mom's white too.
Yeah.
How do you think that they instilled their culture into you?
It was kind of a rough upbringing, so I'm not sure that we really follow too many like stuff with culture and stuff like that. Yeah.
Do you know Spanish?
No.
They didn't teach you Spanish?
No, I did learn from my dad when I was younger, but when my mom and dad split up, I kind of went to the white side of the family, so yeah.
I understand that.
Yeah.
And did y'all have gender roles in your family or no?
Not really.
No?
No.
Okay. Well, thank you for your answers.
Thank you so much.
My name is Vanessa Flores.
Okay, so how did they instill their culture into you?
How did my parents instill their culture in me is by keeping up, like we would celebrate like posadas, and during Christmas time we have our altar, like doing with now is Dia de los Muertos. I guess because I'm also Catholic, so they also instilled that in me. We would always go back and forth to Mexico whenever there was like school, holidays and stuff like that. My summers were spent over there, so most, I grew up over there and here. So
they tried to keep you into the culture.
Yes, they tried to keep me.
Do you feel like it was hard navigating their culture and the culture here?
I think growing up, yes. Growing up, because like you have to learn how to adapt, with them, with our Mexican culture, and at the same time,
with the
here
American
with
culture.
the American culture, like what they eat here and all that good stuff here as well.
Chris Cobos here. So first question I have is, how did your parents navigate teaching you their culture while being introduced to another culture? Growing up in a Hispanic household, and my parents and grandmother being from Texas, I would say our culture was like kind of mixed in between the music, dancing, food, just having family gatherings and just being there for each other, celebrating the holidays and like special occasions that came around. Like we would all get together and have a good time, So I'm originally from Dallas, Texas, but I grew up in Houston, Texas. And the culture out here compared to out there is different. It's a different vibe, just everything in general. And being in school over here, growing up, the slang is different. The talk, the food, the places, you know, everything in general, and especially the music, you know. So I didn't really grow up talking Spanish. I mean, I do know some Spanish, but not a lot. So the next question I have here is, what do you identify as?
Being in Houston is kind of tough and kind of hard to explain the culture, going off the society and the population and all that going around us. But I would definitely consider myself as Mexican American, Hispanic, and Latino. You know, just being here, celebrating family traditions every year, all the time, getting together as a family, friends, having a good time, just doing what we gotta do at the end of the day to make it by.